Good evening, viewers. Amid the escalating conflict in West Asia, a major geopolitical question is now drawing global attention. Is Russia secretly backing Iran with drones and intelligence? Multiple Western intelligence reports and media investigations suggest that Moscow may be sharing satellite imagery, drone technology, and battlefield tactics with Tehran. However, the Kremlin has strongly denied these claims, calling them fake and politically motivated. So what is fact, what is allegation, and what does it mean for the wider conflict? At the heart of the controversy are intelligence leaks and media reports that point towards growing but also largely covert Russia-Iran military cooperation. According to reports cited by major outlets, Russia is believed to have shared satellite imagery and real-time intelligence to help Iran track US and allied military position, provided electronic and signal intelligence, including targeting data for drone and missile strikes, offered advanced drone tactics, and also operational guidance. Based on its battlefield experience in Ukraine, there are also claims that Russian modified drone technologies are being adapted for Iranian use, enhancing navigation, targeting, and resistance to countermeasure. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has gone a step further, claiming that there is irrefutable evidence that Russia is supplying intelligence support to Iran. European leaders have echoed similar concerns, alleging that Russia may even be providing satellite data and upgrading Iranian drones used in attacks in the region. But here's the other side. Despite these allegations, Kremlin has categorically denied sharing drones or intelligence with Iran. US officials have not publicly confirmed the claims with definitive evidence. Some reports remain based on intelligence sources, not independently verified facts. Analysts say Russia is likely pursuing a quote-unquote grey zone strategy, offering indirect support without entering the war directly. So why would Russia help Iran? Experts point to three strategic reasons: countering the US and its allies in another region, diverting Western military focus away from Ukraine, strengthening a long-standing strategic partnership with Iran, especially in drone warfare. In fact, Iran had earlier supplied drones to Russia during the Ukraine war, making this cooperation mutually beneficial and reciprocal. The bottom line: intelligence sharing, drone tech, tactical support, and no full public proof. This comes under much of it based on intelligence leaks. Coming down to official stance, Russia denies everything, and this makes the situation highly sensitive and also politically dangerous, as it risks widening the conflict beyond the Middle East. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas has accused Russia of actively supporting Iran in targeting US forces and its allies, stating that the geopolitical divide is now unmistakable. She emphasized, quote-unquote, it is very clear that where the lines are drawn, Russia is not aligned with the United States.
Top of the agenda for the European foreign ministers is keeping Ukraine in focus, and there's also a discussion about potentially how the Europeans could help in Iran to try to get support from the United States. Is that part of your thinking in approaching this conflict?
Well, we should not tie the two things together when it comes to helping Ukraine, what we need to do anyway. But clearly these two crises, two wars are linked. If you hear about the intelligence that the Russians are providing to Iran so that they could attack Americans. So, you know, the response of the Americans should also be not to help Russia. And there it is important that the oil price is capped and they don't have the funding to actually go on.
And do you think those reports about that intelligence sharing and potentially drone deliveries we're talking about potentially to Iran from the Russians, does that make the sort of battle lines a lot clearer for the United States? And does that then put the United States on the European side of those lines?
Well, it's very clear for us where the lines are, and clearly, I mean, Russia is not on the side of Americans. That's very clear. So there should also be pressure on the Russians because they are providing drones, but also intelligence.
In an exclusive interview with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, which revealed that Ukrainian intelligence has uncovered evidence suggesting Russia is assisting Iran in targeting US troops and assets in the Middle East.
Do you have intelligence or any information about this report that the Russians are providing Iran with intelligence, specifically providing Iran with intelligence on where American troops are, where American assets are, so that the Iranians can strike and kill Americans?
First of all, Russia gave drones already, these Shaheeds. They are using Iranian licenses, you know, that they built and produced a lot of drones. They gave them. I have 100% facts that that Iranian regime used against American bases and against our Middle East, and Middle East neighbors of Iran. They used these drones. We saw intelligence shared with us some details, and it was Russian details in these Iranian drones. This is the first. And the second point is my intelligence told me next that they think that they share information, intelligence with Iranian regime. They help them. And also my intelligence told me that they said, if Europe and United States can help Ukraine with intelligence in this war, it means that Russia can help Iranian regime. This is their point of view on this. So it's a fact, and you see that it's not a big secret.
So while there is growing evidence and mounting suspicion of Russia's indirect role, there is still no confirmed, publicly verified proof or direct military support to Iran as of now. What is clear, however, is that global alliances are shifting, and the line between cooperation and covert intervention is becoming increasingly blurred. We will continue to track this story closely, so stay with us. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV.